All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to tackle something that might be, well, literally clouding your water glass. We're talking about tannins. What are they, and why are they making your water look kind of yellow? Let's get right into it.
So, let me ask you this. Have you ever gone to fill up a glass from your tap, maybe run a bath, and you just notice something's off? Like the water isn't totally clear. It's got this faint yellow tint, or maybe even a brownish, tea-like color? If that sounds familiar, you are definitely in the right place. We are going to get to the bottom of exactly why that's happening.
And you know what? The answer is hiding in plain sight. It's all about a process that's literally steeping in nature all around us. And that tea-like color? Yeah, that's a huge clue.
Okay, time to meet the culprit behind that color. And it's a completely natural one. We're talking about a group of compounds called tannin.
So what are tannins? Well, the guide we're using for this explainer from Pioneer Water Treatment puts it really simply. They're just naturally occurring organic compounds. They get into our water when it passes through stuff like decaying vegetation, leaves, soil, that kind of thing. And it's really important to note, the guide is clear, they're not seen as a direct health hazard. But they absolutely change the way your water looks, tastes, and even feels.
This is my favorite way to think about it, and it makes so much sense. The process is a lot like making tea, right? You take a tea bag, which is really just dried plant stuff, and you steep it in water. As the water moves through it, all these organic compounds, tannins included, leach out and give the tea its color and its flavor. Well, what's happening out in nature is basically the exact same thing, just on a massive scale.
So let's follow the journey for a second. It all starts with water, maybe from rain or from underground, and it's just moving through the earth. As it seeps and trickles through all those layers of soil, maybe some peat, or the floor of a forest that's covered in old leaves, it's acting like a sponge. It just soaks up these tannin compounds. And that water, now full of tannins, is what flows into our wells, our lakes, our rivers, and yeah, eventually right to our homes. So you might be wondering, is this me? Could I have tannins? Well, they're most common in places that use surface water, like from lakes and rivers, or if you have a shallow well. It's also really common for homes that are near wooded or swampy areas, or if your property has a lot of that rich, peaty soil. Oh, and one more thing, a big rainstorm can make it worse by washing all that organic stuff into the water supply.
But here's the thing. The color is really just the tip of the iceberg. Tannins can actually cause a whole bunch of other headaches around your home. We're talking about some real-world troubles. The guide we're looking at breaks it down into 4 main problem areas. First, you've got the aesthetic problem. That's the yellow, brownish, cloudy look. Then there's taste and odor, that bitter, kind of earthy taste or a musty smell. Third, and this one's a pain, is staining. It can leave these stubborn yellowish-brown stains on your clothes, your sinks, tubs, you name it. And finally, and this one is key, there's a category called compounding problems.
And honestly, that last one, the compounding problems, that's the one thing that most people totally miss. Tannins aren't just a single issue. Nope. They can create this whole domino effect of other problems that can be way more frustrating.
Okay, so this is super important. Tannins can actually mess with the other systems in your house. They can clog up your other water filters, making them way less effective. They can even bind with disinfectants, which means you need to use more chemicals just to get the same result. And maybe the most critical part, that color can actually hide other contaminants. Things like iron or manganese could be in your water and you'd never know because the tannin color is masking them. Okay, so we've got a really good handle on the problem now. But what can you actually do about it? Let's get into the solution. Time to talk about the path to clear water. All right, so the guide from Pioneer Water Treatment gets into a pretty common solution, which is using these specialized tannin filters. And we're going to break down how this tech actually works because it gives you a fantastic idea of how you can tackle this specific kind of organic stuff. The process is actually really cool. So the water with all the tannins flows into this special filter system. And inside, there's this material called an anion exchange resin. The easiest way to think about it is like a magnet, but a magnet that only attracts tannins. See, this resin has a positive charge, and tannins have a negative charge. Opposites attract. It literally grabs onto the tannin molecules and pulls them right out of the water. So they get captured, they're removed, and what comes out the other side? Clear, clean water for your home. And the difference? I mean, it's night and day.
You go from that yellowy, tea-colored water to water that's totally crystal clear. That bitter or earthy taste, gone. Replaced by a clean, fresh taste. And instead of staining your clothes and your sinks, the treated water actually protects them. Your overall water quality just gets a huge boost, because all those compounding problems we talked about, they're no longer in the picture.
You know, there's a quote in the source material that I think just nails it. It says, "We believe in education first, solutions second." And that really is the whole point of an explainer like this one. Just understanding what's really going on in your water, that is the most powerful first step you can possibly take.
So from now on, when you look at a glass of your water, just remember, it's telling you a story of its long journey through the earth to get all the way to your faucet. So the real question is, what's your water telling you?